to offer. No, listen, Mark, I get to answer my question now. You've asked it.
But people.
Mark. No, Mark, I've answered my questions. Of course they are. But you're not going to be able to avoid that if we don't do the things that actually work. We are not split on this issue. The fact of the matter is, no one has asked me to send federal troops into this city to make it safe. It has never come up. It never came up during the campaign. It's never come up in the first 2 years. The fact of the matter is, we are driving violence down on this city, and we're using every single resource that's available to us. Dr. King said this right here in Chicago, the National Conference on New Politics. What did he say? He said, militarism is a sickness. I am trying to eradicate the sickness from this city and from this country. I'm going to work hard every single day to protect the people who are caught up in violence in this city. Guess why? You want to know why? Because the vast majority of them look like me. This president has never asked a very simple question to me, Brandon Scott, Barbara Lee, Randall Woodfin. He doesn't talk to black mayors about what it's like to live in communities that have been disinvested in. So no, we're not going to succumb to the sickness and the evil that Dr. King warned us about a generation ago. It didn't work in 1974 when 970 people were being killed. It didn't work in the 90s when no one said a mumbling word about how many people were losing their lives because of violence in this city. And now we're actually doing the work that's working. Now all of a sudden everybody has these ideas. This is a group project, but we're not going to allow the president of the United States of America or any of his ilk look at the work that we're doing across this country, and then now we're experiencing some level of reprieve, and now he wants to put his name on our paper. No, not going to tolerate it.
Thank you for tapping in. This is Brian HRao B. Williams. This is the End of the Bench on the End of the Bench Media. This is A Few Minutes with HRao. Thank you for tapping in. If you haven't already, subscribe, please, on YouTube. And if at all possible, go to www.theendofthebench.com. That's my website. You'll see this in its entirety in the event that you come in late, as well as the Black History information that I will be posting shortly. Thank you for tapping in. It is greatly appreciated. Well. I've been waiting. I've put this off several times, this topic off several times. Black on black crime, man. Military force being put into my city or any city where there's a black mayor and anybody and everybody standing around looking crazy as all get out, talking about, we need to fix this. First and foremost, that's madness. But before I get started, I want to thank my parents, Dolores and John. Without Dolores and John, there would be no me. Without me, you wouldn't be watching this and you'd be doing something else with your valuable time. So I'm here not to waste your time. The title of this is A Few Minutes with HRao. Most days during the business week, I come on, and on Saturday, I do a podcast with my homie, and we talk about life and things that everybody talking about behind closed doors. It's kind of a kitchen conversation, but that's neither here nor there. Black on black crime has been one of the most ridiculous conversations I've ever heard in my life. Now Chicago is so violent that they need to have military grade force to come in and take over, because what we didn't do in our communities, because we are lawless, and because black people hurt black people more than anybody else, and all that foolishness that comes about. What we have to do is stop listening to people in which they have no dog in the fight. Why would you listen to somebody who has zero dog in the fight and tell you about what's going on to your left and to your right? How many people have had millionaires live next door to them? How many people have billionaires live next door to them? How many people from outside your community, outside of your home? Let's just use your home as the base of a community. How many times can somebody come in your house and tell you, hey, you need to move that couch over there and that TV over there, and you know what, the refrigerator needs to be a different color, and you need to get a better stove and things of that nature. Nobody could come in your house and tell you, but you allow people from outside of our communities to come in our house, and tell us what's going on. And you are foolish enough to repeat what they said. Listen to Chicago, if you're old enough, and according to the demographic log from YouTube and my other outsourcing people, outsourcing properties. They give me the information about my podcast. The people who listen to my show are primarily 35 and up. If you're 35 years or older and you are living in the city of Chicago, or you're 35 years and older and you're living in these United States of America, and you've been here for primarily that entire 35 year and older, which means you're talking about 1980, 88, 90. You've been living in America since 1990, or cognizant of what's going on in America since 1990. How in the entire hell could you tell somebody, oh man, Chicago is crazy? Because, hey, I remember when New York, all they talked about were people robbing you. When you would watch media, they made you feel like if you walk down the streets in the tri-state area, somebody would snatch your purse, snatch your wallet, or they're going to beat you down. You're going to get, that was called mugging at the time. And then they moved down to DC. And then for like 5 minutes, America got scared to death of Gary, Indiana, which is primarily a town 30 miles east of Chicago, Illinois, with a population of about 28 to maybe 40,000 people. And it was the murder capital of the world. It was, the murder capital of America with 30,000 people. If you kill 10 people in the 30,000, that's per capita. It's insane. So knock it off. And more than likely, how about this? There was some people from Chicago taking it behind 30 miles to the east because they were running from people here, and they went to go there for some safety, and then started talking tough over there. So then it was LA. Then they even made a movie called Colors. Had people thinking if you go to LAX, the Crips and Bloods gonna be shooting you. You wonder, I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else. I used to wonder how people walking up and down Sunset Strip and seeing the Walk of Fame with them Crips and Bloods out there, because I was dumb enough to believe the television instead of just calling family members, reaching out to friends, former teammates, people who I know who were LA. And no, it's not like that. And then now it was on Baltimore around 88, 89. And now there we go, 38 years later. Chicago, Illinois, the most violent city in the world. Everybody's scared to go to Chicago. But how? And tourism is insane here. Traffic is insane here. Every time somebody comes to visit me from out of town, they go, wow, I thought it would be worse. I've actually taken people through those video neighborhoods, when I call them video neighborhoods, where people talking about these rappers and killing people. I'm taking them through there, and they say, hey, man, don't take me through there. And I go, we just drove through there. And they go, what do you mean? Yeah. So while everybody sits around and talks about the violence in Chicago, just like every place in the world, violence is, abject violence is in pockets. Those pockets traditionally obtain people who are disenfranchised. Like the mayor just said, people who haven't been invested in. There are neighborhoods in this very city, one of the largest cities. It teeters between Houston and Chicago, the third largest city in the United States of America. I don't know how that works. Like 1 year it's Houston, 1 year it's Chicago, but I don't know. It doesn't make a difference. But the third or fourth largest city, let's just say fourth largest city in these United States of America. And people are always here, but the west side of Chicago, there are certain neighborhoods on the west side of Chicago that have not been reinvested in by the state government, the city government, the county, since the 1968 riots that ensued after the assassination of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, Dr. King was assassinated. As he said, rioting is the voice of the people. The people got upset that you killed a star in the community, a beacon of light, a person who represented hope, and people got loose throughout the country, but especially on the west side of Chicago. There's places like Inglewood, that's another neighborhood in Chicago. No reinvestment. There's two problems with that. We haven't stood up and said, city government, where the hell are the investments? Give us the money. At one point, we had a wonderful mayor by the name, he's the late, great HRao Washington, and he was reinvesting into the west side, the south side. He put people like Miguel Gutierrez in place in Pilsen, where the Latinos had Latino representation, blacks had black representation, whites had white representation, and everybody in every culture had a person who from their culture representing them. And then at that point, things started looking better, and his life was cut short. He had a heart attack and died, and all that funding and investing dissipated, and here we are. But at that same time, you saw the blueprint and you didn't read the blueprint. And that's why we're in the position we're in now. That is exactly why we're in the position we're in now. Latino brothers and sisters all over the city, they get schools built because they're engaging in politics. They're electing people who represent them, who are speaking up for them, who are asking for the funds and putting them in place. And they understand that this is not a 5-year plan. This is not a 10-year plan. This is not a 50-year plan. This is a 1,000-year plan. Again, this is why I say in the show, I am doing this podcast to enhance the life of our great-grandchildren's great-grandchildren, because I'm not thinking about 2020 nothing. I'm thinking about 24, 25, because that's the way we need to be thinking. We need to be stacking plan after plan after plan after plan after plan, and then enforcing the execution, putting everything through, making everything work the way we need it to work. And once it works, once you see, hey, if we were trying to get $100,000 and we only get $85,000, now we know how to get $85,000. The next time we go out, okay, we can account for $85,000. That means we need $160,000, or we need to be working for $200,000 because we know how to do 80. Now, what we need to do is have to figure out how to get the other 120. That's what we need to be doing. But instead, we've had a bunch of people sitting around pontificating and pointing fingers and saying what they've done. And see, I quit because ... That's right. Because let's see, more than likely you're a Christian. More than likely, you believe in some deity. You might, if you're Muslim, you believe in the Prophet Muhammad. If you're Christian, you believe in Jesus. And if you a Hebrew Israelite, you believe in the Old Testament. And that's right. Those people in the Old Testament, those people who follow Jesus, those people who follow the Prophet Muhammad, those people who follow in the Jehovah's Witness, that happened in 1 year. That happened in 5 years. No, in the entire hell, it did not. It is an ongoing, arduous task that is never going to end. So stop thinking because you came up with a cool plan and you the savior, it's going to happen because it was your shining face that was going to save the day. And because you stepped up, everything changed. No, this is a task that you start at some point in your life and you never give it up. In the event you give it up, you pass the torch. You light the next torch, because if you pass your torch, if you stand there with a torch and you pass it, now you in darkness. You figure out how to make another torch and light that torch, and then you make another torch and light that torch. But a lot of people in our community sit around and complain, oh man, see, I tried. How old are you? Oh, I'm 35. I started when I was 28. It ain't work. Yeah, okay. So what you want me to understand, I'm trying to follow you. This country is 250 years old, 249 years old to be exact. People got here in 1492. They started enslaving our brothers and sisters immediately. After they got to the point where they wasn't eating each other and destroying each other, they galvanized, they got together, and what they did start enslaving, destroying, infecting, and moving forward for the colonization of this land. So you talk about 600 freaking years, and you're going to fix it in less than a decade. Again, but you really, the black on black crime. I just want to ask a few questions today, point out a few things, and if it makes sense, then it makes sense, and if it doesn't, then hey, whatever. Why does everyone track black crime? You got this dude who got murdered a couple of days ago. Hey, the black people, the black man that does this, and the black man does that, and the black man does this, and the black man does that. You know everything that black men do, but we are literally living on a crime scene. This land was stolen and treaties were broken and people were murdered and people were intentionally infected, and you got the Trail of Tears and you got enslavement and you got constant war since the inception of these United States. When there was 13 colonies, there was a war. A few years later, there was another war. There was a war 1812, then the Spanish-American War, then it's the remember the Alamo, then the Seminole Wars, war. But I'm the person who hurting the people who are around me. Help me understand. Why has nobody ever said, look, when y'all who love sport, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. LeBron ain't nothing. Kobe better. Kobe Mike. LeBron all the way down here. How? Because this is what LeBron did, and this is what they did. Now, do the same thing with black on black crime. Compared to, rattle off the numbers for white folks. White men lead the world and lead this country in rape, assassination attempts, political crimes, embezzlement, rape, domestic violence. How about this? Guess who leads the nation in domestic violence? The few bad apples call the police. You know, it's only a few bad apples. They kicking their women behinds though, on a larger scale. And most of those people don't look like me. So y'all beating up women, y'all raping women, y'all molesting children. But black on black crime is at the top of everybody's tongue. See, that's what's wrong with those black people. I literally had a conversation with this Latino brother, this Puerto Rican brother, who had a DNA test that he tested 65% black. He told me, not I didn't know it. He told me, and he said, see, man, you know what's crazy, B? Man, my uncle just killed my cousin last week. I was like, wow, that's jacked up, man. Condolences to your family. But you know what? Black people need to stop hurting each other. Needless to say, I haven't had a conversation with him since, because as I was telling him, as we were talking, I was deleting his phone number from my phone and blocking his fool behind. Because if you're going to come at me with that foolishness, if you're going to regurgitate the foolishness that other people regurgitate, that enforce, that other people put in your mind, your inability to think your way out of a wet paper bag with scissors in your hands does not allow you the ability to continue to communicate with me under any circumstances. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm not going to debate it with you. Because if you just told me your uncle killed your cousin, then the very next thing out your mouth is black people need to get their act together in regards to violence, I'll be a damn fool to talk to you one more second about anything. No, I'm not going to say, see? No, I'm not doing that, because you've been programmed, and it ain't my job to deprogram you. But you know what? We got this thing in the community called a nigga wake up call. You ain't gonna get no nigga wake up call, but you're gonna get that Spanish people in charge wake up call. Acronym, just do it, break it down if you ain't got nothing else to do. But this is what I'm talking about. We sit around and repeat other people's opinions of us. You would not, again, as I stated at the top of the show, you would not allow somebody to walk in your house and reorganize it, tell you what's wrong with your place that you get up and go to work for, that you pay rent for, overpriced rent, that you pay for the overpriced furniture, that you set your time up and said, think about it, man. Remember that first day you moved into your joint, you felt good. Then you looked at all those boxes and you said, man, I'm going to bed. But then when you got up that next morning, you organized that place and you put that TV in the right place, and you put that cocktail table in the right place, and you put that dinner table in the right place, and you set your chairs up and you put those pictures up, and you were tired as all get out. And then you sat down and said, woo! Now you might be living in the hood and somebody just got shot outside, but you were in paradise. And then you're gonna let somebody come in and tell you, see, what you should have did is had a red thing over there and a blue thing on there. That's your problem. See, you ain't coordinate this well enough. And that's what y'all do when y'all regurgitate that foolishness. Black on black crime. 92% of black people hurt black people. And you've argued with your cousins, aunts. You had more disagreements with your cousins, uncles, aunts, parents, brothers than anybody in the world. So is that family on family disagreement? Black people can't get along with their family. Shut the entire hell up and stop allowing people to tell you what's going on in your house. Is our house clean? Hell no, it's not. Could it, like I told y'all last week, if we were giving out grades, I would give our community a C-. But we're so awesome that everybody's still saying stuff like dope, that part, for real dope, it's giving, all the stuff that we kick off, everybody adapted. You watching the news, that was dope. And back to you, Bob. Get the entire hell. But we jacked up. How jacked up is a community of people who tell me that my community is the worst thing happening, but y'all emulating us. Y'all went Air Jordans. We ain't asked y'all to do that. We did that. We made, in the 80s, me and the hip hop culture made sneakers popular. Now sneaker culture is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Baggy clothes, tight clothes, big shirts, small shirts. Everything we do, y'all do, but y'all telling us we're wrong. But if we just slow the entire hell down and stop listening to somebody tell you how to rearrange your crib, how to rearrange your mind, how to rearrange your community, then we'll stop and go, you know what, we all right, man. I just watched HRao on the internet, and it was a black lady who helped do that. I just got this new Ring doorbell, and it was a black lady and her husband in the late 60s. She designed that. I just ironed my clothes. It was a black person that did that. Man, our building caught on fire last week. it was a black person who did that. Man, these firemen, when my building caught on fire, I couldn't get down the fire escape because I'm afraid of heights. And these firemen busted in with these gas masks and they put one on my face, and the black man created that. Man, I'm hungry as hell. I went to the refrigerator system that a black man created that you could put on a truck that helped me keep my food refrigerated. A black man did that. And when you start realizing, oh man, Henry Ford had the automated system to create Ford motor cars, and the black man created that. Man, I just bought my son. He just got all A's. My daughter just got all A's, and they really wanted the PlayStation and the Xbox. And I bought that, and they got about 10 games. A black person created the game system that allows different games to be played. You see how awesome we are? And you dumb enough to believe that black on black crime, it's the black people's fault. No, it's not. We have the Black Legion created. We have the Ku Klux Klan created. We have the Democratic Party. We have the Republican Party. We have the Green Party. We have the Blue Party. Every damn party ever invented just about. And everybody has been juxtaposed to our success. One question. If black people are black people's greatest enemies, all I want to know from you is this. How in the entire hell is the country still filled with discriminatory practices? Because discrimination, oppression, colonization, all that stuff is still in play, but we got so many friends and allies, and we're our worst enemies. Who created those laws that said black people couldn't live in certain neighborhoods? This thing called redlining, saying, hey, you have to live over there. You get to live your ass in K-Town. You got to live your ass on 63rd and Ashland. You got to live your ass in the Manor. You got to live your ass over east, and do not come west, and do not come north, because if you do get rich enough to buy one of these houses, we're not going to insure it. And then if you move over there, I'm going to have one of my white vigilante groups come to your house and burn it down because you ain't got no insurance and you can't afford to get your house rebuilt. Now you owe, at the time, $14,000, $15,000, which is equivalent to $150,000, $160,000 these days. And now you got money that you owe that you can't never pay back. And guess what? Your credit is popped, so you'll never get another crib. Now you got to pay rent for your rest of your life. Who created those laws? We didn't. So now you pushed us into a certain area, put us on top of each other. We have no room to go, enforcing psychological games like Pavlov's dog, showing our people on TV getting shot every day. Explain to me why white people shoot people. 50 AA. Alert. Fun fact. The jails are 62% populated by non-black people. We only there. We ain't there like that. We're not there like that. Ask them, look, since we're such criminals and everybody not community criminals, call one of your friends, cousins, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews that been to the penitentiary and ask them, was it all black people? That they're going to tell you, hell no, it wasn't all black people. Are you crazy? But how is it that you only see black people hurting black people on TV, but somebody, hey, I guarantee you, somebody from another culture got shot right here in America, and wherever you are, not just Chicago, somewhere in America, somebody that ain't black and wasn't a black person that did it, was some person that from that culture did it. Why you never see that on TV? Why you only see Arab or Muslim people on TV for blowing up things and doing being an Islamic extremist? Why you only see that? Are those the only news stories we can get? But see, that's why you need to be subscribed here at the End of the Bench media on YouTube, or I need you to make sure you go to theendofbench.com. Check me out because I'm providing information. I am rebuilding the psyche one person at a time. I don't need 1 million people. I told y'all I don't need everybody, because everybody will get you in the place where you know where. Everybody will get you, because it's always going to be somebody competing against you. See, I knew about that rap. See, you didn't get the hell out. You ain't do nothing. So Kayete. Kai freaking ete. Shut up. Because you didn't do it, so I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about what you used to do, what you could have did. See, it didn't work for me. Well, shut up. Because I'm going to address that later too. Now, another question. Man, we need the military in Chicago because these young people are out of control. See, I don't understand this. It's bad, but it's never bad like this. If it's bad, but it's never bad like this, it's mercury in the sea. Damn, Marvin Gaye wrote about that in 55 years ago. Listen to a song called Other Side of Town by Curtis Mayfield. Another song that was wrote 50 years ago, 51 years ago. But y'all, What the hell was Gil Scott-Heron talking about with a gun? These things, he wrote that song in 1982. He recorded that song was out in 1982. But y'all, it's getting bad. No, you wasn't paying attention. You didn't give a damn until you became an adult, and now you ain't as spry as you used to be, and now you slow down and you actually watch the news like your mom and your grandma. What the hell you think your grandmother and your mama and your father and your uncles and your aunt, what the hell are you doing outside? Because they knew it was chaotic and crazy out there. But when has rich America ever gave a damn about black people? When? They never gave a damn about this whole country, this whole settler project, this whole crime scene is built on the fact that we want to control your black bodies. Voting is for the rich, land owning. That was the plan. It wasn't so everybody could get a cut. No. But you believe some thief, super thief Allah in the damn White House is going to send soldiers to my city to protect us because it's crazy. Are you out your damn mind? Do you know what the military is designed for? Seek and destroy. Defense. They're not trained to be diplomatic about a damn thing. They are there to kill and destroy. Ain't nobody over in Afghanistan or in Germany, I see Germany or wherever it's been a war saying, hey, we here? Okay, I know I got this semi-automatic, I got this automatic weapon that's built to put a hole in a tank strapped to my back. I know I have these little projectiles called grenades to blow up houses and people in houses. I know I got molars on the ground to if you come too close to me, you're going to step on it and blow up. But do you mind stepping back? That's not going to happen. Damn it, man. You damn fools talk to your nieces, talk to your nephews, talk to their friends when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And when they're 15 and rebellious, they'll know you care. People don't care what you say. They care what you do. Have you poured into children? It ain't like it used to be when I was a child. Did you talk to the kids like the old people used to get your nosy at? Remember that? Remember when you were a kid? Miss Smith next door. Where you going, Brian? Shut in your mind. Shut your nosy ass up. You're always watching me. Are you Miss Smith? Are you Mr. Jackson? You know, are you in somebody's business? Are you in your kids' friends' business? Yeah, hey, want to ask me? Get my son. Wise Guy BJ, inboxer. Yes, all his homies, Frankie, Dothan, Michael. Michael came to my crib within the last 4 months. He got something from me. So yeah, I do know my kids' friends. Hey, I was at the barbershop one day. Some young lady walked up to me and said, "You Bria's daddy." I'm like, I thought I was Brian, but I guess that's my name now. Because my children's friends knew me. Those young men used to come to my house with my son. They knew me. My nephews, they know me. Shout out to my son, my nephew, Julian and Peanut. How they really had the relationship I should have had. They bust my ass clean out. But hey, we cool now. They let me know, hey, man, you should have been. And hey, I apologize, and now we better. See, I ain't gonna sit around and say, man, see, they shouldn't be. Man, go all the way to hell. Do not collect $200. Do not stop at go. Go to hell with that foolishness. You and your excuses. You and your damn excuses. See, you waiting on rich people to do right by working class people and uprising people, because ain't nothing poor about my people. Ain't a damn thing poor about my people. You working towards success. Because if you accept poor, you have a poor mind state. You're gonna have a poor work ethic. You have poor mental capabilities, and you will stay poor. Because then you're gonna think you a hard luck case, man. You see these crackers, man. See, hey man, I'm finna get me a pack, and I'm finna make this shit. I'm finna get this bag. That's a poor mind state, because you can't think past what you're dealing with. And ain't nothing, hey, guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. How you gonna tell me I'm wrong for trying to survive and doing what I think is necessary to survive? So you're not wrong. You know what is wrong? The fact that people my age didn't invest in those young people. And now we wag our finger at them because you You weren't nosy as Mr. Smith, Miss Smith, and you weren't nosy as Mr. Jackson, and you ain't never called. Guess what? I have. I didn't do it well enough for my youngest nephews, but I have rolled up on my younger nephews and grabbed them. My older nephews, we all four of them, we have great relationships. But up until like 3 years ago, it was I didn't engage the way I should have with my younger nephews, and they still love me. And guess what? They some dope individuals. So I don't have a problem of my nephews not doing right. But guess what? I also invested in my cousins. I invested in my children. It's cats. I had a young man roll up on me. I just do walks because I have a bad back, so I walk. I try to get 10,000 steps in a day, so I walk. A young man rolled up on me last week and said, "Hey man, you talk to me at the barbershop. I ain't got no weapon." And I say, "Bro, I don't have no enemies." We stood out there and chopped it up for 20 minutes, and I kept my walk going. I am not a rich man. That's why I told you that. Rich people, rich white people, rich, powerful white people don't roll through the hood and go, "Hey, everybody needs some McDonald's? Hey, can we get some?" Even if it's just racist, say, "Anybody want some chicken? I got some chicken and some water. Well, let's go to Pete's, get some chicken and watermelon. Let's go to the grocery." No, they don't do that. You know what they do? They make life for you harder and harder. That's why the big, beautiful bill reduces your benefits, medical benefits, your SNAP benefits, your potential Social Security benefits. They're reducing all that. And you got damn fools who are filled with hate, self-hatred, and selfishness. They go, "He's the best thing popping." No, he's not. If you're a billionaire, he goddamn the man. But if you working class and you striving to be better, it's finna be hell to pay the captain. You think somebody who's sending somebody who looks like that handsome guy, you see who that is? Y'all see that? Yeah, y'all see that. But people who on the serious side, you dress like this, gonna help you. Go to Afghanistan, go to the Congo, go to Rwanda, go anywhere in this world. Watch that movie Black Hawk Down. Watch the Black Hawk documentary on Netflix. You'll find out if you dress like this, you're a greater threat than them gangsters in them blue and white cars in Chicago with the disco lights on top of your house, on top of their cars. Because he has been trained to kill. He is not a diplomat. He is not talking. He's shooting. And guess what? Here's the beautiful part. He might shoot somebody on Madison Pulaski today. They ain't gonna leave him on Madison Pulaski. They're gonna send him out to 63rd National. And you want that to come to your neighborhood because rich people have always looked out for working class black people in this country. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. Look how great rich people treated us. Rich people treated us so well that they was lynching us in the sum of 1,200 people. Rich people have treated us so well that they went and drug a young man out of his home in Mississippi and threw him in the lake. Rich people cared about working class black people so much that Lake Lanier is flooded and it's a town up on it. Rich people have treated black people so well that on the way to Forney, Texas, right outside of Dallas, it's a man-made lake and it's a black town up under that. Rich people have done people so well that Africatown, Alabama is about a dust bowl at this point. Rich people have treated people so well in this country that damn. So knock it off, man. You got to be kidding. And if you think rich people do so well by us, and you think that they take care of us, see, you just don't like white people, HRao. That's what people tell me. You just don't like. Why do you hate white people so much? First and foremost, go to hell. Because you never heard me say I hated anybody on here. I don't like people who identify as white. Let me get clear. I don't like people who identify as white. Now, you could be like all the white guys that I know that's cool with me. They identify as German, Irish, French, Italian, Greek, Nick Kalamatosakis, Greg Sendoikis, James Devine, Pat Finn, Jeremy Calix, John Calix, Jenny Calix, the late great Judy Calix, wonderful family. They told me exactly what their heritage was. So most of the people, Michael Flink, most of the people who identify as white, they usually have some bullshit behind them. Excuse my language. There used to be some nonsense tied right to them. But people who identify as that culture, they usually be people who they got too much pride in themselves, the Lord themselves. They hate people, trying to destroy people, discriminate against people because I love myself too much. But back to the point, rich people. They ain't doing nothing for you. You can't think of one time in the history of this world that rich people, not just the my folks, rich people did something for people who get up and go to work every day besides crack that damn whip. Hence the term cracker. Yeah, that's what the term cracker, because you would have a whip cracker. But you think Bozo the Clown is gonna help you. And his, oh my God. Y'all gotta be tripping, man. Look, I'm gonna show you this Black History video because y'all have officially lost y'all mind for believing some dude who has had well, I've never seen him do anything racist, and that was a long time ago. Oh, okay. Well, how about this? Men that if the woman who was handing out venereal diseases, and no disrespect to women, because I know it's gonna be some woman, it's always some woman. Well, you said this about women, shut your ass. If you got a venereal disease or a sexually transmitted disease from a woman, and it happened in 19 anything, because we 25 years away from the 1900s. If you had a sexually transmitted disease, what is it cool to go sleep with her again now? Because it's been a long time. You would say no. Women who disagree, and I've never seen them do that. Was a long time ago. The men who, if you're a victim of domestic violence, would you start dating that man who beat you senselessly for no reason at all, or even if he had a reason, just attacked you physically? Well, he's 2025. He did that in 1989. You dating him? No. Well, if you, either one of you people in that scenario, are not willing to check your health and trust your life in this person's hand without some form of protection, then don't go along with people who've shown you that they have been racist for a very long time. With that being said, it's time to get this cracking again. Y'all already know it's Black History time.
Narratives to life and keep history alive for everyone.
The story of the internet is often told as one of machines, laboratories, government programs, and the great genius of mostly white men whose names have been immortalized in Silicon Valley lore. Yet beneath that story lies a hidden current, a truth long submerged beneath layers of selective memory and historical erasure. The internet was not simply the brainchild of a few men working in secrecy at places like DARPA or Bell Labs. Its foundations, both in terms of theory and application, were built by countless minds whose contributions have been buried. Among them was a Black woman whose name has been left to the shadows, despite the fact that her work in computer networking, data communications, and algorithm design provided the scaffolding upon which the internet itself was built. To uncover her story is not only to honor her brilliance, but also to recognize how often the narrative of technological progress is whitened, masculinized, and stripped of the truth of its diversity.
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose to someone who does.
The 20th century, a period of immense technological acceleration, saw Black women entering scientific and engineering fields under nearly impossible conditions. They faced systemic discrimination in education, in hiring, and in recognition. Even when they contributed to major innovations, the credit was often handed to their white male counterparts. We see this clearly in the history of NASA, where women like Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson performed groundbreaking calculations that made space exploration possible, but were almost erased until the publication of Hidden Figures. Yet the story of computing and digital communication also has its own hidden figures. At the center of this forgotten chapter was Dr. Gladys West, a mathematician whose work on satellite geodesy laid the foundation for GPS, and Shirley and Jackson, the theoretical physicist whose telecommunications breakthroughs opened the doors for call waiting, caller ID, and fiber optics.
Look at that. Your ass couldn't even get a call for what call waiting. Sisters out here inventing call waiting and GPS. You'd be lost and miss out on a million opportunities and phone calls without Black women. But Black women are chicken necking them. Look at how they act, and they can't keep a man. And these men shut the entire hell up once again, because you're not gonna talk about my people, and then I'm gonna just sit around and wait. I mean, see, that's what that's wrong. You have lost your mind if you think I'm just gonna sit back and let y'all disrespect these sisters like that. That's why the people see, oh man, see, like I got a buddy who's steady with this Democrat thing. I don't give a damn about the Democratic Party. I don't give a damn about the Republican Party. I don't give a damn about none of that stuff, man. You know what I do care? I care that we start mobilizing and then organizing and then moving. You know, that brings me to the biggest problem in the computing: care versus complain. If you care, you can go in action. If you care, you're gonna understand that. Did you teach your child to potty? Did you potty train your child in one day? Did you teach your child to read in one day? Did you teach your child how you want him to represent you in one day? Well, it's gonna take a time. Guess what? Because I don't know about your kids, but I reared me and their mother reared them properly, and they still made the same mistakes that we made, because that's what children and young people and young adults do. Because contrary to what you believe, like I used to tell my son, one of us, when he was 10, one of us has not been 11 yet. So I know what you up to. And then one of us haven't been 13 yet. So I know what you up to. And then he was 19. Hey, bro, like I told my son, hey man, I'm your advisor at this point. You 19. You don't really have to do what I say. But if you listen, you'll benefit in the end, because I've made all the mistakes. See, that's care. The other people in the community love to complain. Yeah. But guess what? It took time and caring to pour into both my children, my nieces and nephews and cousins, to make sure that they were the best people that they could be. I did that though. That was my job. That's the part of caring. Complaining, it's only that you have children, you must care. That's the fee. That's the fee that you pay when they show up screaming, hollering, getting wiped off. They hand them to you. Now your fee is to care. To complain, there's a different fee. That fee is the fee that nobody seems to want to pay. The cost of complaining, dig deep in your pocket, is the answer to your damn complaint. See, this is what's wrong with HRao show. He should have red instead of blue. He shouldn't put that behind him. He should put this behind him. And all you have to do is come to my lab and buy me another. I'm using a MacBook right now. Buy me a bigger, more expensive MacBook. Give me industrialized and internet, and do whatever you want me to do, because that's the cost. So if you're going to say the kids are horrible, I'm going to need you to start investing in young people today, not tomorrow. I mean, we can start Monday because the Monday is the beginning of the week. No, we can start now because it's the beginning of a new world order in our community. If you want to complain about women, make sure your nieces, nephews, and cousins, and when you see young ladies, shake their hand, say, how you doing, young lady? Stay strong, encourage these young ladies. When you see a young toddler, give her a hug and a kiss. You see a young girl, encourage her. You see a young lady, let her know she's powerful. And you see another young lady, help her with anything that she needs and protect her. See a young man, encourage him, let him know that you got his back, you here for him, and things of that nature. So if you want to complain about the kids, you need to invest in those same children. If you want to complain about the women, be an advocate for women, uplift women, empower women. If you want to complain that the government is messed up, start registering people to vote, start educating people to vote. Hey, you know what? How a lot of men sit around every Sunday, in 3 days, they're going to be sitting around drinking beer, doing what they're doing, having adult activities. And you need to stop this at halftime. Maybe you need to start talking about what's going on in the city and stop. Well, they ain't never going to do this. See, I ain't being around nobody that ain't never going to do that. Who know? I don't really like being around seasayers. I don't like being around goddamn people with crystal balls, because they know what's going to happen. And they always wrong. And the question is this: it ain't never going to work. Man, you crazy. Why are we talking then? Don't talk to me if it ain't never going to work. You ain't got to watch my programs if it ain't never going to work. You ain't got to support nothing I do if it ain't ever going to work. because I know it will work. I know it can work. I've seen it work. I've seen black millionaires, black affluent in the 1890s, the 1910s, the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and I see them to this day. But when it was real hard out here for black people, I saw black people blow up. So if they could do it, how the hell can't we do it 100 years later? Hey, and they were getting people trying to kill them daily. They walk around their head on the swivel for real. They had to duck the police. They had to duck the Black Legion, the Ku Klux Klan, angry white folks. And here we are killing it. So if it ain't gonna work, don't tell me, please. Because I promise you, if you call me and tell me it ain't gonna work, I'm going to block you. I don't even have to block you. What I'm gonna do is go to my phone and I'm gonna delete all the times we talked on the phone from my call log. I just learned that. Shout out to my son BJ. Delete everybody from your call log, and then block all unsaved numbers and delete your number from my phone, and you'll never talk to me again. And I'm disengaging with you on social media, so don't inbox me that either, because I'm not gonna respond. See, the complaint comes with an answer, or the ability to engage and hope that you can improve. But you can't complain. Man, I can't complain. You know, that stupid colloquialism that's going through our man. I can't complain though. Yes, you can. It's okay to complain. It's okay to complain if you got action behind the complaint. If you're complaining, kicking back and yawning, I don't want to hear that either. Because sometimes life be whipping your behind. Let it out, man. Call your boy. Call me. If you got my number, call me. I'll listen, and we're going to chop it up, and we go, hey, yeah, man, is it? Hey, and then you know what I'll say? I say, you know what, dog? I'm going through the same thing. So you'll understand that you're not just some hard luck case. Now it's two people in the same fight. Now it's two people, and then we go get two people, and then we go to two people, and like that commercial for the shampoo, and so on and so on and so on. That's how you get better. You realize it ain't just me. I'm not painted into a corner. Man, Rap going through it. I'm going through it. Okay, what we on, Rap? And then now Mo and Rap going through it. Then Steve, Mo, and Rap going through it. Then Lansdowne, Mo, and Rap going through it. And then we get 10 and 20 and Phyllis and so forth and so on, and Tree and everybody. Now we working together for a common goal. You ain't gonna do nothing alone in this world. You need people. So you can care and go into action. You can plan and get the hell away from us. I'm tired of this foolishness. You know, like I do every day, we're going to recap. Why in the hell is everybody tracking black on black crime, and why are you paying attention? How's somebody going to tell you what's going on in your house? You have to be outside your MFing mind to listen to people tell you how bad you are. And if you just stop, relax, stood down, and said, hey, man, what's really going on? And you will realize that all you have to do is stop, relax, move forward, and you will fix that problem. The second thing is stop believing that some rich Santa Claus figure is going to help you. So when you realize your fate is in your hands, guess what you're going to realize? You're going to realize that it's only up to you to fix it. You think rich people going to help you? Why the hell they ain't helped you at this point, up to this point? The Rockefeller, man, they got charitable organizations. That is a tax shelter and a front. So as they kick you in your behind, you can suffer the consequences. And they can say, hey, that was me who was helping, remember? No, I don't. You know, I remember my granddad being out in the world by himself at age 9. I remember my dad getting hit in the head and then coming home and dying in front of my mother. I remember my grandmother Lois fighting for benefits after my grandfather Richard had a stroke and a heart attack at the same time while at work, and they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to give him his benefits. I remember that. Those are rich people that didn't help my damn family. Didn't help my damn family. Guess what? My grandfather raised 11 kids on his own. Him and my grandmother. Lois, my grandmother, took care of her husband, Richard, until he checked out, and then she got his benefits because she was a powerful Black person. She didn't need all the fanfare because Black men are raising children. My cousin Vince raised his son, Vincent Jr., on his own till he was 16. Then his mother started helping. No disrespect to her. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm built for tough in this thing, man. I watched my mother, teenage mom, become a director at her place of employment because I'm built for tough. And you're built for tough. And you built for this. So we don't need no white folks or no rich folks or nobody else to save us because we saving our damn selves. And if you care, you can't complain. But if you complain, you need to have a solution. People who care go into action. People who care go into action. It ain't no, oh man, see, all that hemming and hawing, miss me with that bull jive. But if you're sitting around complaining and you see nothing but gloom and doom, over there is where you need to be. Where's over there? The hell out my way. Move, get out the way, and allow me to do what we need to do. And that will be the end of the recap because it's time for me to end this. I got to go to work tonight. They're going to crack the whip on me tonight. But I understand that this is not the end. That's why I went from doing one show a week to doing multiple shows a week because there were so many things happening between Tuesday and Tuesday that I need to express myself about, that I see on TV. And I see people handing us breadcrumbs and everybody else eating damn cake. And y'all thinking, oh, well, he did offer some crumbs. No, hell no. We invented cake. We invented a lot of stuff. So if I can't eat cake, can't no damn body eat cake. But guess what? I don't need a slice of your cake. We're going to bake our own cake. And then we're going to invite people over and show them how to do it. Like we've been doing for 5, 10, 50,000 years. You thought I was going to say 1,000 years. No, 50,000 years. Irrigation systems, drainage system, sewage system, the washing of the body, the neurosurgery, medical, Hotep created medicine. Yeah, not in Greek, Hotep in Africa. Understand how awesome we are, and then you'll understand what can't be stopped. With that being said, I made a mistake yesterday, and I didn't play the exit. I need you to watch the exit, and if at all possible, I need you to hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend to tap in. It has been awesome talking to you. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. 2 fingers, one way.
Stop name calling one another. Stop cursing one another. Stop gossiping about one another. Stop squabbling with one another. Stop being discourteous and disrespectful to one another. Stop fighting one another. Stop killing one another. Stop using and selling drugs to one another. Stop throwing down trash where black people have to live, work, and play. Did I say stop stealing, stop robbing? Now, as I said, the pressure of the white supremacy dynamic that forces black people to think negatively about themselves and set up negative environmental conditions will produce these negative behaviors. You see, but that's just like somebody putting you in check from the other side of the board. So you have to learn the tactics and strategies, the behavioral tactic and strategies, do you see, that will stop that from happening. So you're constantly on the offensive and the defense about preserving or evolving and developing a very positive image and concept of self.